Uh, Hey guys, it's a great honor and a privilege to be up here. You know, everybody knows what we're here for. We're going to promote Captain Nilsson to the rank of Major. And that's a big deal. It's a big deal for a lot of reasons, but first I want to tell the two families, obviously patriotism runs strong in your veins, and I cannot thank you enough. Not only did both your families put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into what we do, and again, only, I haven't heard me say this, but only about 1% of the population ever does serve. And for both these families up here, folks, you want to give me a round of applause or join me in a round of applause for these folks. It's great to have two great veterans back with us here, and the families that support them all through those years. That's tremendous. And it's clearly evident in one great daughter and then Karl. And this guy. Okay. But again, you guys are doing something right. You've raised two great kids here. But today's Karl's day, and today's a day of promotion. I want to talk about a couple things real quick, even though the XO likes to keep me short on a string. But it's important, and I want to take a little bit of time to talk about a couple things. First of all, what we're doing today is we're promoting Captain Nilsson to Major. And again, that's a big deal. For years and years and years in the Army, if you got commissioned by anything other than West Point, you were not considered a regular Army officer. It doesn't matter how you went through, even OCS. You were not a regular Army officer until you made the rank of Major. And then you had to come back and re-swear the oath as a regular active duty officer. They did that because they were that focused on what a field grade officer is, a major is. Today he takes away the captain's bars and no longer is a company grade officer. And he becomes a field grade officer, which means he can do a lot of things, but he also has a lot of responsibility that you wouldn't normally have. And that's a big deal. Field grade officers, there's a lot of talk about how, you know, the backbone of the Army is the NCOs, and absolutely is. Sometimes they'll say the nerve center is the captains, because they are the critical guy at the critical spot at the critical time. But the majors aren't. Majors are something different. You no longer get that luxury of being the guy that says, I see a problem and I go fix it right away, because you can't. Because if you do that, you're reactive, and you're not setting the conditions for what's going to happen down the road. It's at the rank of major that people are starting to expect to do other things at a much higher level, to put systems in place, and to get the captains to calm down and focus on what they really got to get done. They promoted Karl. He was selected. They're going to promote him not because of what he's done, but because of his potential. And I'll tell you that from my foxhole watching Karl, there's no doubt in my mind that Karl has been executing at the majors level already. He's been doing that for quite a while, and he's going to continue to do that. So today we're going to pin on the rank of major, and he's going to make him a field grade officer, and that's as it should be. And he'll help carry on the great traditions that officers across our country have done for years and years. But it's a big deal. The second thing we're going to start off by, I'm going to have him reread his oath. And the reason I make him reread the oath is a little bit different than the one a lot of the folks are accustomed to in the enlisted side. And what you'll hear that's kind of odd about this oath when you hear it, there's nowhere in here does it say he will follow the orders of the president or the officers appointed over him according to uniform, yada yada. Officers don't swear that oath. Field grade officers don't swear that oath. They don't swear to obey the orders of the president because they're swearing to support and defend the Constitution. And it's focused solely on the Constitution. And that little discrepancy, it means a lot. What it means as a field grade officer, he's got to make the distinction. Even when a superior officer tells him to do something. Now, obviously, if it's unethical, immoral, he doesn't follow that order. But Karl's also got to make another choice then, as a field grade officer. If something happens, and he's got to see what's the best to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, he's got to take that stance. That's why they don't make him swear to the president or the other officers appointed over him. And that's a big distinction, one that a lot of people don't say, because he is swearing to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And again, I'm not going to go down that long road of the Constitution, but I'll tell you that the Constitution is the shortest Constitution. Our Constitution is the shortest one in the world, 1,444 words. That's all it is. It's the shortest one in the world. It's also the oldest in the world. So you go around and look at the world at all the other constitutions for all the other countries, it is the oldest. It survived that because, one, it gives enough leeway to do the right thing, and two, it's because guys like Karl and guys like you folks out there, you folks down here, know that that's why we're here and what we do and why we do it. So again, that's a big deal. Then we're going to get up and have a couple folks come pin him on, and we'll tell them congratulations. We'll give them a minute to talk. So he gets a minute and a half maybe. So we're going to start off with the oaths. Please, you. Carl, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Karl Nelson,
Having been appointed to the rank of Major
having been appointed to the rank of Major
in the United States Army
in the United States Army,
under the conditions indicated in this document,
under the conditions indicated in this document,
do accept such appointment
do accept such appointment
and do solemnly swear
and do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
and that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I'm about to enter.
of which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Cool.
Sir.
Go ahead and publish yours. And if I can have folks come on up here for the pinning.
Attention to orders. Headquarters, Department of the Army, Washington, D.C., dated 1 February 2011. The President of the United States has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities of Karl M. Nilsson. In view of these qualities and demonstrated potential for increased responsibility, he is therefore promoted to Major with a data rank of 1 February 2011. By order of the Secretary of the Army, signed, Gerald T. Mayer, Chief, D.A. Promotions.
Hey, Katie, come on back up here. Again, one of us gets to, for the camera, one gets to shake and one gets to kiss them, and I gotta make sure we do this right. So.
You want to
Sure,
kiss
come on
him?
in
You want me to?
Take a quick picture, then we'll give you guys the floor here, so, yeah. Okay, everybody else relax. Ladies and gentlemen, our newest Major United States Army.
Hey, thanks to everyone for coming and taking the time out of your day. Foremost, Colonel Mesker, for your words and somewhat lies as far as my excellence. No, I really have tried to be a contributing member of Ops Group, and hopefully this will be a tool which can kind of help Aviation Division as we gain some platitude against the other task forces. I know Major Woody, he beats his head against Task Force 1 and 2 and 3 and CSS and all those guys on a regular basis, so hopefully this will serve as a help for the organization. But of course I want to thank Kate, my lovely wife, who's put up with me for long enough but not nearly enough in my eyes, because I want to get as many years out of you as I can. And the Briney family, thank you for the trip. And I know it's Kate's 30th birthday, but I appreciate your trip here to watch my promotion nonetheless. And to my mom and dad, my mom got to promote me to captain, so my dad got a shot, even though it was quite a break between the two. But a lot of people have heroes growing up. You know, it was easy for me. I grew up in Chicago with Walter Payton and Michael Jordan, and fellas of those like, and it's easy to have heroes in that sense, but the hero I've always had is my dad. So I'm really glad that he could be here today to pin me to Major. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. We got some cake and sodas and whatnot, so just grab a bite to eat. I know we got to be out of here before 1400, but we'll well ahead beat that. I know how you guys scarf down food, and it's buttercream cake, so enjoy yourselves.